With Chapter 5 almost upon us, I thought it would be a great time to look back at the rest of the game and talk about the most memorable moments in each Poppy Playtime chapter. So this is my little countdown to Chapter 5. I'm covering both 1 and 2 for this video only because Chapter 1 is so short, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see the rest of the series. Let's begin. Number 1. Getting the grab pack. This is honestly one of my favourite things about this game in general. After we solve a puzzle leading into a small room, we come across a video which shows us how to use this new tool. Instead of a gun or a more traditional weapon, we find the grab pack. It's super fun to shoot the hands and gave Poppy Playtime unique mechanics that stood out from other indie horrors of the time. It's also just huge Portal vibes, and given that Portal 2 is one of my all-time favourite games, I couldn't help but instantly love this. It's creative, it matches the colourful childlike world the game is trying to create, and it made me excited for possible gameplay in future chapters. The grab pack only becomes more interesting and fun as the game progresses. In second place, it's of course going to be Huggy Wuggy. As we open the door with our cool new grab pack, we hear this eerie music playing, and we look down a dark corridor to find this tall creature staring us down. It's so basic, and yet for me, it never fails to be scary. No matter how many times I see this or replay Chapter 1, seeing Huggy standing there, knowing he's alive but remaining still, it creeps me out every time. You can approach Huggy, give him a high five, and even play this recorded song, which makes him even more terrifying. It's impressive what you can do with atmosphere and tension alone, in a room where nothing is happening. Number 3, Huggy stalking us and chase. This is the meat of Chapter 1. And it's what spawned the game's popularity and allowed the other chapters to get made. The devs lean into what makes Huggy menacing, his long arms and legs, which slither around walls, building anticipation until he appears. We create a toy which opens a large, pretty suspicious hallway into darkness. The hall is purposely tall to make the encounter with Huggy that much more intimidating. When Huggy moves from the shadows and reveals his dental nightmare, you know it's over. The switch from Huggy towering over us to him squeezing through the vents is nothing but pure nightmare fuel. Enough has been said on this chase, especially by me, but I still rate it as one of the scariest moments in the entire series. Chapter 2 is the first to become a fully fledged entry, no longer just a simple concept, so there's a lot to say here. Number 4, meeting Poppy. After briefly seeing Poppy in her case when we awaken her in Chapter 1, we start Chapter 2 not sure what's really happening or where the doll went. Poppy wastes no time in finding us and urging us to follow her in order to escape. Her entrance is very uneventful, which I like because it makes us suspicious of this tiny doll right away. And her small size makes a great contrast to Mummy Longlegs, who later kidnaps her. My only question I still have is for the sake of continuity. How did Poppy get away from us when we opened her case? Did she, knock us out or something? I don't know, but she remains suspicious to this day. In any case, by making her so small and innocent-like, it contrasts with her change of heart later, showing Poppy to be this complicated character, someone who we never fully trust. Number 5, going down this slide. Whee! Number 6, Mummy Longlegs' intro. Mummy Longlegs has a great introduction, even though I didn't find her very scary. Her animation as she crawls down the walls is just stellar. You can tell how much love and effort went into making her work. Mob Games really shines when it comes to fluid animations, and this is still impressive to watch even to this day, especially for an indie company. What made Mummy special was that unlike Huggy, she was a talking monster. Huggy's silence made him scarier in my opinion, but there's no denying Mummy's voice actress, Elsie Lovelock, does an amazing job bringing this character to life. She's creepy, unhinged, and just a fun character in general. I kinda suspect that's why we're getting Lily Lovebraids in Chapter 5, an enemy shaping up to be very mummy-like indeed. From a design point, she's my absolute favourite, as I have these vague childhood memories of the noodly limbed toys that she's inspired by, and I love how they twisted that into a spider theme. Number 7, Kissy Missy's introduction. When I tell you I felt real panic when I saw that silhouette, when the music gave me war flashbacks, the devs got me good. And so many others who I've watched literally run thinking it's Huggy Wuggy. Well played. But this alone wouldn't make a great scene. Kissy is a really cool character that is the polar opposite to Huggy Wuggy, and the care given to her animations here as she tries to pull the lever is both adorable and shows her gentle nature. It's such a mysterious and memorable encounter that had us wanting to see more. The fact that Huggy and Kissy's toy type can't seem to talk only makes them more interesting compared to the characters that don't shut up. It's a scene which is both restrained and unique. At this point, the only toy who's been on our side is Poppy, so Kissy's introduction expanded the world building by showing us that not all monsters were the same, giving us our second ally in this journey. Number 8, Pugapilla. There are many secondary toys in Chapter 2 which are very creative, but the one that stood out to me the most was Pugapilla. We enter this massive room with a tape that begins to explain what will happen, and as it does, this thing's face slowly emerges from the shadows, watching us before the game has even begun. I don't feel like Pugapilla gets enough credit for just how unsettling he is. Every time the lights change and you're forced to stop and turn around, to see this thing just steadily making his way towards you. In no rush, as long as you don't mess up, he's just happily coming to kill you. The constant noise of his crawling legs, even as you know he's pretty slow, it never quite becomes terrifying for me, but it remains so uncomfortable to play through, especially when you have to pause in that tunnel. I hate it. Number 9, Intro of the Prototype. Much like Poppy, the prototype's inclusion to the game is quiet and understated. After Mummy chases us down a corridor and has her accident with this machine, she dies a pretty gruesome death. Before we have long to contemplate what just happened, this claw appears to drag her body away. I really like when they don't overstate the horror, because sometimes it's quieter moments like this that stand out more, giving you something that you'll think about later because it was so unobtrusive. It's a really nice way to introduce the main villain, and it makes him feel sinister and unpredictable. Since we don't know what his motives were at this point or why he's taking Mummy's body, it left us with many questions. Number 10, Train Crash. I like the train simply because it's unexpected, and it's a fun way to lead us into the next chapter where we enter Playcare. Poppy's kind of villain turn when she reveals that she can't let us leave felt a little strange at the time, but looking back at it, I think it's fine. I also find it funny when the train crashes, so yeah. Anyway, what are your favourite parts of Chapter 1 and 2? These are just my opinions. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.